Hey friends, and welcome to the Happy Hour. My name is Jamie Ivey, and I'm your host every single week. And this is episode number 46 with my friend Wynter Pitts. Wynter is a mom to 4 girls. She lives in the Dallas-Fort Worth area, and she recently released a new devotional for tween girls called For Girls Like You. She also has been creating a quarterly magazine for girls that's called For Girls Like You, also for girls in the ages 8 through 11. And my daughter's story has both of these, and we love them. Listen later because we're going to give something away, so I'll tell you at the end how you can win that. I want to say thank you to a couple people who have left comments. Jennifer Visor on Twitter sent me a message, and it says, I feel like I've been living under a rock. I just discovered Jamie Ivey's podcast, #subscribed. Jennifer, thanks so much, and I'm so glad that you subscribed. If you want to subscribe, it's super easy. Go over to iTunes and just search The Happy Hour with Jamie Ivey, and then hit subscribe, and when you do that, it automatically pops up in your device. So every week when I release a new episode, you get to know about it first. I want to say thank you to Jen. She left a comment over my blog on a recent podcast episode, and she said, thank you so much for your interview with Tasha. I started listening to your podcast a few weeks ago when you interviewed Emily Lex. I'm grateful for Tasha and the way she graciously talked about the issue of race in our country. As a person in the majority in our country, I haven't understood why race has been such a heated topic lately. But her comment when she said, just because it doesn't happen to you doesn't mean it's not happening, struck me deeply. I'll be checking out the links you provided, and I'm praying God will show me how to begin building bridges as I walk through my daily life in my town. Thank you. That comment means a lot to me because that's what I wanted that episode to be at. That's what I wanted that episode to be about with Tasha and I, all about building bridges. And so if you haven't listened to that, I highly recommend you go back and listen to the podcast with Tasha Morrison. We talk all about racial reconciliation and how all of us can work at that in our own lives. Today's show is sponsored by Fund the Nations. Fund the Nations helps people fundraise for their adoption, mission trip, or cause by creating custom, low-cost t-shirts for them to sell. Their custom design work is always free, and they set it up where you pre-sell the shirts. So whether you sell 25 or 50 or 150, you're guaranteed to make money off of it because every shirt you purchase has already been paid for. They've worked with organizations like Compassion International and Lifeline Children's Services and thousands of families just like yours. They have helped these families and organizations to raise over $1 million per year in fundraising, and they'd love to help you find your calling. I recently told you that my brother has been working with them on a t-shirt design, and just yesterday he told me how he's been working with a guy named Josh that works there and how awesome they've been. They worked on the design. My brother sent me all the designs that they sent him, and we thought about which one looked the best. And the one he picked is just so wonderful, and all of that design work is free. And so my brother's going to sell t-shirts, and however many he sells, he's guaranteed to make money off them. So if you're looking to raise money for something, check out Fund the Nations. You can find more information about them over at my blog, jamieivey.com. All right, guys, here is the newest Happy Hour with my friend Wynter Pitts. And I'm recording this on the 4th of July night, and I hope that you're having a great weekend with your family. I'm about to go on vacation with my husband, so I'm super excited. So we will have a week without a Happy Hour podcast, but that's okay, because I'll be coming back soon after the 4th of July with great guests, and I cannot wait for you to introduce you to all of these women that I have talked to lately on my show. Guys, have a great week. Thanks for listening. Thanks for your comments, and thanks for subscribing. Here is my friend Wynter. Wynter and I met when we both went to Uganda a couple weeks ago with Still Hope, and I have talked about that 100 times on this podcast before, but you were actually the first person I met.
Oh, yeah, because we met in the airport.
We met in the airport, and we had a burger at a burger place before we met Carrie, and it was just you and I.
We did, and we had gluten-free French fries.
I will never forget that. You just laughed so hard at me because I asked for a gluten-free bun, and then I ordered French fries, and the lady's like, you know that they have gluten in them. I'm like, oh, yeah, I don't mean gluten-free. I just like gluten-free bread. You probably thought, she is so weird.
No, I thought it was great. I was like, perfect.
Oh, I really do like gluten-free bread. It's weird.
I'm going to try it. I still haven't tried it, but I'm going to.
But I also like gluten-filled French fries.
Yeah.
A lot.
Less gluten is better than more gluten, right?
It has to be, right? Oh, my gosh. Okay, so yeah, Wynter and I met on our way to Uganda. And on that, did you know anyone on that trip? I can't remember.
No, I did not.
Okay. Yeah, me neither. I don't think hardly anybody knew anybody.
No, I think Logan was our connector, and then she wasn't there.
Yeah. And I had several people ask me, like, are you nervous about not knowing anyone? And I was like, heck yeah, I'm nervous. Like, that is like my most uncomfortable situation in the entire world. To be in a foreign country with 9 people I don't know, that honestly sounds like my worst nightmare.
Yeah, I agree. And it's funny how God did that, because if Logan would have invited me and told me she wasn't going,
you wouldn't have gone.
I probably would not have gone.
Yeah.
But because of the way it happened, I was already, invested and felt a part of the team. And so it just was, but yeah, so
But we had a great team because everyone got along so wonderfully, and it was actually a very, very wonderful experience.
It was. And it was my first missions trip or anything like that. Mm-hmm. But I think it was the best group of people. I mean, we were just all kind of great together.
I know.
It really was.
Which is good, because we spent a lot of time together.
Yeah.
A lot.
That could have gone very bad.
It could have gone bad very quickly. I remember the first couple of nights. Did you stay up late the first couple of nights?
I did.
I went to bed.
You always went to bed.
Which is weird, but I think I was just like so tired and a little just like my brain hurt and emotionally, physically, everything kind of drained. I remember feeling like an old woman because I'm like, I used to stay up and party all night, and now I'm the one that's like, bye y'all, I'm going to bed.
I know. I remember I was kind of jealous that you could do that because I didn't have that type of discipline. I knew I needed to sleep, but like if everybody was up,
you have FOMO.
The kid in me exactly.
Yeah.
Like I wouldn't want to be left out of anything.
Fear of missing out was overwhelming for you.
I couldn't handle it. So I just was exhausted and slept for 2 weeks after I got home.
Oh my gosh. Okay. Jet lag from that trip.
Gosh.
I thought I was going to die.
Yeah, it was miserable.
Awful.
It was as enjoyable as the trip was. The 2 weeks were equally
awful.
Miserable.
So I got home a day later than you. I didn't get home until Monday because Carrie and I stayed over in Atlanta. And so I got home Monday. I felt great. Mm-hmm. Tuesday, I felt great. Aaron and I even went on a date that night, and he was like, I can't believe you're not tired. I'm like, I know. Everyone else is complaining. I don't know what's wrong with them. I'm perfectly fine. Wednesday, around like 11:30 in the morning, I literally felt like a truck ran over me.
Yeah.
And I was down for like 3 or 4 days after that.
Yeah. It was, and I was glad though, because I really thought, and of course my husband thought, that I was just making it up a little bit, or just kind of being like, I'm still just jet lagged, I'm tired. Uh-huh. But he's like, you've been home for 7 days. Like, you need to, what are you talking about? But then when we were kind of talking to each other, it was comforting to realize that everybody was still, I was like, see, I was showing him my text, like, it's real.
Yes, everybody is dying.
Yes.
Even Gary was our photographer on our trip, and he's traveled to like 885 countries or something. He said it was the worst he'd ever felt.
Yeah, wow. Yeah, I didn't know that, but yeah.
Mm-hmm. I know. Crazy, crazy. And then I had to speak at a retreat that weekend, and I promise you, Wynter, the first session, I messed up my words like 500 times, and I just kept going, I'm sorry, y'all. I'm so tired. Like, I feel like my brain and my tongue could not work well together. It was like I couldn't even make sentences. It was pretty sad.
I'm sure it was wonderful.
Oh. Okay, so if people have listened to this podcast for a while, they've heard Asher on here because I had her on. I guess it posted the week before we left to go to Soul Hope in Uganda. How would you sum up your time at Soul Hope?
Oh.
That's kind of a broad statement, but I mean.
Yeah.
What was maybe I should ask you this. What was your favorite thing that we did? Like the outreach or the...
Okay, I don't know if it was my favorite, memory, my favorite night was the night that the children's choir was there, the Awaken. Mm-hmm. And and I don't know if you've talked about Emma before on here. But
I have not, so tell us.
Okay, Emma's a little guy that we met in Uganda, and you probably have to help me with some of the details, but his arm was probably bigger than it was bigger than his body.
Yeah.
One arm.
Yeah.
Was just very large, and it was like a weight on him. Like he had to, he's walking to the side, and they didn't know yet what was wrong with him. And
he wasn't born that way, just so everyone is clear. It was, it's like his arm had swollen up. I want to say like 10 times his normal arm. I was going to say, even if you say swollen, it really, it's not. Doesn't even, I'll put a picture up when we talk about this of him, but go ahead.
And so it was really hard to see him and hard to watch. And it had already just kind of been hard to watch everything. Mm-hmm. And that night, the choir from an orphanage, Arise Talents came. And it was kind of our party night. Remember, like they were dancing and music and stuff. Well, at the end of that, when we gathered in the outreach house and started praying, but the kids from the orphanage were in the middle leading the prayer. It was just beautiful because they were in the middle leading the prayer over Emma. And I mean, this little girl, I think she was probably about 11, and she was crying out to God on behalf of this little boy. It just was overwhelming. It was overwhelming. And then the circle just kept going out. And so she was in the middle praying for him. Then all of her, friends or people, the kids were surrounding her and they were all crying. And then there was the team with us, and then there were the people that were living at the outreach house. And it was just a moment I came home and I just remember feeling like that was heavenly to me. I mean, that was just all different denominations, all different races. And praying, crying out to God for somebody else. I mean, it was just, that to me just summed up the trip. It was just, you know what? God is real, like no matter where you live or what your circumstances are. And it made me really think about how often my tears, and I cry out like that to God, but it's on my behalf. But to see an 11-year-old crying praying like that, and a group of kids praying like that over somebody else, when they definitely had their own share of things that they could have been praying about. Anyway, that was my favorite memory, kind of some summary of the trip, was just that moment.
That was a great night. I just got chills when you were talking about that again. Just remember being in that room. And I think it was even more special because the kids were actually leading it.
Yeah, yeah.
And I kept thinking to myself, if my kids were here, they would be like, are we done yet?
Yeah.
Where's my deal? I mean, they had so much maturity to them about faith. I guess that's what I'm trying to say, is they just seemed well beyond their years and believing and trusting that God could heal him.
Yeah.
It was so good.
It was good.
It was so wonderful. Did you happen to buy any of the flip-flops while we were there?
I did.
Okay, I just saw that Soul Hope is now selling them on their website.
I think I saw that too. And I mean, I'm not just like, go buy Soul Hope flip-flops, but y'all, they're really cute. And I like them a lot. I wear them all the time.
That's what I just wore mine. I wear them all the time as well. And they're great.
Actually, didn't you wear them in London?
I was about to say, although I did wear them in London when we stopped over, and I do not recommend that. It was freezing, and they just didn't do me well for walking fast pace for 4 hours. What do we have, like 3 or 4 hours in London? I
mean, I feel like the walking part was about 3 hours, and we literally did like the city in 3 hours.
Saw everything.
And your little toes were just out.
And I was freezing because, we had just come from Uganda, and then we'd show up in London and it's freezing. But we rocked it because we're there. You're going to do it.
We did, and it was fun.
Yeah, it was great. Okay, Wynter, thank you, first of all, for the magazine that you sent Story.
Oh, yay. I'm so glad she got it.
Oh, my goodness. Okay, so I remember when I met you, one of the coolest things about you is that you just started a magazine for little girls. Probably out of necessity because you have 4 girls, and you thought, hey, kids love to get mail, all kinds of stuff in here. But I got one for Story, and she loves it.
That's so nice to hear. I love that.
She loves it. It is so kid friendly. And it has stuff written from girls, like young girls, not just you or adults, crafts, just everything that a little girl would love. And so way to go. This is awesome.
Yay. Thank you.
When did you start doing this?
I started doing it about 4 years ago. And it's funny because I did start it out of a necessity just for the girls here in my house, but I didn't really start it to plan on giving it to anybody else.
So you really just created something for your daughters? Yeah.
I don't know much about design. I mean, I've always done nonprofit marketing stuff. So, you kind of I had my feet wet in a little bit of it, but I downloaded a trial thing of some design program. And I was just desperate to get my, 6-year-old at the time. She may have been about 7.
Yeah.
But I was just desperate to give her something that was for her and that, didn't have all this advertisement trying to get her to want a bunch of other things. And messages and boyfriends. And, I just wanted something and I couldn't find it. And I was just like, you know what? Let me just let me not throw it because it took a long time. But I was like, let me put this together for her. And it was just one of those things that as I was doing it, my husband was looking at me like, do you know it's 3 a.m? Like, when are you going to bed?
You're like, I have to get this done for the girls.
Right. I'm doing this for the girls. Just slowly we were kind of like, you know what? Maybe this is something that like other girls might enjoy.
Yeah. And as a mom to a girl, you're right. Everything that I feel like that is geared towards young girls has such messages that I do not want my young girl having. I mean, it's crazy.
Yeah.
The kind of media that's thrown at them.
You know what? And I will say, because it's not necessarily, because there are some good Christian resources, but for that age, like that 7, 8, 9-year-old, there really wasn't much. And so even the Christian resources are for girls that are a bit older.
Yeah.
So it's not like that's wrong or bad stuff. I just wasn't ready for her to have it yet.
Yeah. It's just different topics and probably, age appropriate stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. So how often do you put these magazines out? It's
quarterly.
Okay.
So, 4 times a year, and we just mail them out. And it's true, too. I was so excited. They come in, like, the clear envelope. Well, actually, I think I sent you was in a different one. They normally come in an envelope where the girls can see the cover. And it just is a lot of fun.
Yeah.
So, we, just thinking, my girls are excited when they get anything in the mail.
Oh, and so I'm excited when I get stuff in the mail.
Yeah, that's true.
If it's not a bill.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So it's fun to do. And now I started it when my 11-year-old was so much younger. And so now she's kind of, she's 11 now. And so she still enjoys it, but mostly she's helping me do it.
What's your oldest name?
Alina.
So she she wrote something in this one.
Yeah, she's been doing that more and more. And that's fun and she likes it. Like, she's like, Mommy, can I, I'm not like, Lena, can you please give me something for next? She's like, oh, Mommy, I wrote this. Do you think you can use it in the magazine? So it's fun.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
Now, did I see somewhere that one of your daughters is in a movie?
You did.
Oh, tell me.
Alina.
Okay.
Is in a movie. It's, if you're familiar with any of the Kendrick brothers movies, they've done Courageous and Fireproof and a couple of other ones. They have a new one coming out in theaters August 28th. And Alina has a leading role. She plays the daughter of the family in it. So, yeah, she's
Is this like something she's been wanting to do? How did this happen? How did your daughter end up in a movie as like a leading role?
Yes, it is a complete God thing. She has never done anything like it. I mean, she's never, of course, all little girls want to be in a movie or most anyway. But I had a friend of mine, the lady that plays, Priscilla Shire plays the mom in the movie. And she was auditioning for the role and knew that her role was going to have a daughter. And she just called me and just said, do you think Alina would be interested in auditioning for it? She's like, I haven't gotten it yet. I'm auditioning, but, I know that there's a little girl and maybe Alina could do it. And we were kind of like, okay, but really, she's not going to get a role in a movie. But we did a little video, sent it. And the casting directors replied and just said, you know what, can we see a little bit more? And we did another little piece that they asked us.
Like, what do you even do? Like, you record her doing what?
They sent us a little script.
Okay.
So a very small portion of the movie, a couple of lines. They sent it to us and asked me just to record her saying those lines. So once she kind of got a first, like, it was good. Can we see her do this? We were like, wait this could really happen. But then it was like a month and we didn't hear anything. And so we were like, I guess it didn't happen.
Yeah.
And then, the end of May last year, we got a phone call and they're like, we've auditioned. They did their live auditions and, they really went through a real process and were like, we want Alina to play the little girl. Can she be here in 4 days?
Be where?
So in Charlotte, we're in Dallas and they were filming in Charlotte. So they were asking me to pack up for the entire summer.
I did not know this.
And move to Charlotte basically for 2 months, with Alina to be in a movie. And it worked. And the only way it worked was because God did it. Because I have 3 other daughters and a husband and we live in Dallas.
Yeah.
And I was like,
who did you take with you?
I took Alina to start. Jonathan, my husband, stayed back with the girls. They came for halfway through and stayed for about 3 weeks. And then it's all complicated because my family's in Baltimore. So they came to Charlotte for a couple of weeks, stayed with us. We all stayed as a family. Jonathan was there, got to go on set, got to have fun. And then the 3 little ones went to Baltimore to be with my family. And Jonathan came back to go to work in Dallas.
Okay.
And then I stayed the rest of the summer with Alina.
Okay. Now, I mean, like, this is like a movie set. Did you, like, go every day and sit in one of those chairs that we see on TV?
I did. I was in like a casting chair, like the big high chair.
And what'd you do?
I had little headphones on and I could listen and be a part. But it's funny because really I couldn't do much because she was my daughter, but on set they were, just in charge of her. And so I just had to watch. And it was actually pretty fascinating to watch her operate like with that much maturity or responsibility without me.
Yeah.
So I was really proud of her and pleased. I cried a lot. And then, I got to hang out.
You were happy? Like,
I was just proud of her.
Yeah.
It was just, I was proud of her. So, cause the days are very, very long and she, had to learn how to like jump rope. She had a jump rope coach. And so she would be on set all day. And as a mom, I'm kind of like, my baby needs to go to bed.
Right.
And then they would ask her to go and practice with the jump rope coach. So she would be sore and tired, and I'm kind of, trying to baby her, and she's just like, Mom, it's okay. Like, I got it. And it was just like, okay, I guess.
So she took it very seriously. I mean, this was like a thing for her.
Yeah, she did. And now it's opened a whole new world.
I was going to say, well, did she get paid? I mean, that sounds like a dumb question, but.
Yeah, she did. She got paid. She really has no idea. I mean,
yeah.
She did get paid, and we put it aside for her for school, but it's just funny hearing her talk because she really has no idea what she was.
So is this something she'd want to do again?
Yes, she does. So we are. It's just
are you moving forward with that?
We're not chasing it, but the movie comes out in August. They've already started doing some pre-screenings and things, and so we're just kind of like, okay, we'll see what happens.
Yeah.
I don't know if, I just can't, with the other girls in life, I can't chase it. Like, we can't fly around doing auditions and doing all this. But, God, we didn't chase that, and God really opened the door. So we're just like, okay. She enjoyed it. I say it as her mom, but now that other people have seen it, they've all said she was pretty good at it. So I'm kind of like, no, I think she could do this. So I don't know. We'll see.
Does it seem crazy? Like, did you ever... When you look at your life that you spent 2 months last summer, like on a film, on a set, and your daughter's in a movie, does that seem crazy? It
seems very crazy, and it seems so silly because I don't get starstruck, but I've watched all the Kendrick brothers movies, and so now when I get a text from one of the Kendricks, it's like, oh wait,
right?
Kendrick just texted me. You know what I mean? It's kind of like, what is my life? Of course, he's only asking something about Alina, but it's still.
But it's like something that you have looked up to and enjoyed, and all of a sudden you're like, wait, I just stepped into this world.
Yeah.
Okay, that is so fun. Are any of your other girls like, ooh, I want to do this?
Oh my goodness, yes. My just imagine 4 girls.
Oh my gosh, no.
Yes. Yeah, and the 8-year-old is Miss Personality, and so she is literally like, when is it going to be my time? Like,
oh my gosh,
when is it my turn? So we're working through all that, and she did a little fashion show. Any opportunity that I can try to find, I've been trying to do that. So Caitlin was in a fashion show on Saturday, so that'll get us through for a little while.
Man, bless you with 4 girls. I have some girlfriends I have a girlfriend that has 2 girls, and she's having a boy, and she's not happy about it. She wanted all girls.
Yeah.
And I have another girlfriend that's pregnant, and she with her 3rd, and they're not finding out, and she's just praying that it's a girl because she wants all girls. And literally, I have 1, and I'm like, these girls are so much work. Oh my gosh.
They are. They're a lot of work, but. You know what? I get it, though, because the twins, we thought one of them, not we thought, but, early sonograms, they thought one was a boy, and they asked us, they didn't want to tell us, but we were like, tell us anyway. And they said, we think we see a boy. And then, the next month they were like, it's a girl, it's a girl. And we were, we wanted a boy because, we were like, okay, twins, like, what are the chances?
Right.
But now I'm like, I'm so grateful that it's all girls because it's what we know.
It's what you do. I know.
Yeah, it's just what we know. And honestly, I think you should try another girl,
Oh,
because
you're so
then
no.
they just have each other to go against, and you can just come in and they just love on you.
Story does ask because she feels, I mean, 3 brothers. She's the lone man out around here. And also she's the youngest. And so I feel like no matter what you are, 4th kid is just, it's a hard place to be in a big family, you know.
Yeah.
She is always asking for a sister. And I'm like, I'm sorry, baby.
Oh, Jamie, I think this is a sign.
We are done around here. Wynter, I did have a dream the other night. This is like a weird, you know how dreams are weird? Like, they don't make sense. So I had a dream that I walked into this bathroom, and this is so freaking weird, but I found this baby in the sink underwater, but it had something over its mouth, so it wasn't drowning, so it was okay. And I found this baby, and we adopted it.
Uh-oh.
I asked Aaron the next day, I was like, what do you think it means? He said, it means nothing. It's stupid. Don't, like, why are you reading into a dream? But I thought that's so weird.
Yeah.
No.
I don't know. And now we're having this conversation. I mean, you know.
We are full around here. 4 is a good number.
Yeah, I agree, actually. 4 is a good number. Everybody has a partner on the roller coaster.
Yeah, that's exactly right. That's a good way to look at it. I know. 4 is good.
Yeah.
Did you ever think about 5?
No,
you had twins. I mean,
yeah, I was going to say we had 2, and we were very loosely thinking about 3. And then look what happened.
And there comes 4.
Yeah. So no, we do think about adopting. We have, that is something that we feel called to, and that we'll eventually do that. But as far as me having
no more babies coming out of you.
Yes, we're done.
Mm-hmm. I hear you. I only had 1 come out of me, and that was it.
Yeah.
Okay, I have a question for you.
Yep.
We've talked about this before, but I want to talk about this with everyone else. You have this book that came out. It's called For Girls Like You, and it's a devotional for tweens.
Yes.
What does tween mean?
It's
7 to, or what is it?
It's technically the book says 8 to 11.
8 to 11. Okay.
It may say 8 to 12 actually, but somewhere in there. But I really think it's maturity level. Mm-hmm. Because I think that I tell people it's an immature, not in a bad way, but kids are just really, there's just a wide variety of 11-year-olds these days, or 12-year-olds.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And so I feel like if you have a 12-year-old that's on the more immature side, or a 7-year-old that's on the more mature side, they're kind of
in between there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, the term is, getting younger and younger, but I really think the age is just kind of not. It's really the maturity level and what they can.
Yeah.
handle.
And I would say that my daughter's story is almost 7.5. And I would say spiritually, she's pretty immature. Mm-hmm. Kind of looking at that. And so I've got this book, your book, For Girls Like You. It's a devotional, and we've been reading through it at night. And I would say that we're going to definitely be able to go through this book 3 times, because I feel like she's a little spiritually immature, it's just things aren't really clicking and stuff and everything. But I really love what you did here, Wynter. I love this book.
Oh, thank you. I wish you could see me, but
Oh, no, I really do. I love it because as a mom to a daughter, it's tackling really, really it opens up conversation, So even when we close the book at night and after we say the prayer, it just opens up conversation between a mom and a daughter. That sometimes it's not difficult, but sometimes you just need a little kind of
little door, a little opening.
Yeah, a little opening to talk about something.
Yeah.
Yeah. So when you decided to write a book, did you always want to do a devotional?
No, I did not. I actually, I was already doing the magazine, and just I didn't really decide to do that. That just was going. And so when I started talking with Harvest House, was a publisher for it, about a book, my immediate thought was just a book for girls. It was just a book. And they actually had the idea for devotional. And, as I started doing it, I was like, this actually makes so much sense, because as I was doing it, it was that, I literally was writing that. I would have conversations with my girls or hear them going through something or talking about something. And from that, I would be like, you know what? I would basically write off of a conversation we just had.
Yeah.
And so even now, we use it as a family. And like you're saying, my twins, they try, they'll read it. But I'm like, no, we're going to go back over this when y'all are, a little bit older. So they enjoy it, but they'll get it more later. But either way, we use it and it does. We just keep talking.
Yeah.
It just,
So it was just conversations that you were already having that you wrote down for us.
Yeah, basically. I figured if I'm having them, certainly.
It's exactly right. Yeah.
So.
Are you working on anything new?
I am.
What are you working on?
Probably another devotional.
Okay, good.
That's kind of a brand new. We just started talking
since I saw you.
Yeah. So, but yeah, because it doesn't get old. And this one, I think we'll do more of a theme. The one that is out it covers everything. And this one, we're still working through it, but it will be a little bit different. But it'll be devotional style and kind of interactive for girls to, chat and write down and share their thoughts.
That's really cool. You know what? I just thought about this, and this is completely just came into my head. I have a girlfriend here who her daughters have created this little like girls club type thing, and they meet every Friday or something at her house after school, and they do crafts, they do all kinds of stuff. Isn't that cool that they do that?
I love that. I love that.
And it's totally led by her daughters. I mean, it's crazy.
I'll let you finish.
But I was going to say, I was thinking like, what if we had like material for like girls clubs?
Yeah.
Like kind of how you do your magazine and devotionals, kind of bridge those together.
Yep. We have, are you volunteering some services or something?
No,
to
I'm
help
volunteering you. I'm telling you. Maybe you should talk to your publisher about this. Like, I don't know if there's a big need for that, though. Like, how many girls clubs are there in the world that would actually use that? Well, I think that
I think that there are lots. There are a couple of girls clubs. Like, there's the American Heritage Girls, and they're kind of like the Girl Scouts Christian version.
Okay,
They've been around a long time. And then just lots of churches. I think it's mostly what you're talking about. Just either churches or girls that have just decided, let's get together and do something.
Yeah,
so
they're just in their neighborhood and inviting friends over.
So I've thought about it. I lead a little girls club at like an after school program here in Dallas. And, we've talked about that because, again, I'm all about using what's already happening. So as I'm teaching those lessons to the girls, a lot of times I am kind of writing that down and thinking, you know what, maybe later on we'll put this into some format that'll be helpful to a group setting. So, we'll see.
Looky there. When you bring that idea to the table, make sure you mention me.
I will. As soon as you have that fifth baby.
Yes. Oh, gracious. Okay, so you're working on a new devotional. Okay, that's really great.
Yeah.
I love that. Did you always want to write books?
It's one of those things. I remember being little and saying like, one day I'm going to write a book. But that, I was little and I just, for a long time, I thought that was kind of a lost dream. It just kind of went away because I was having kids and it just didn't look like life was going to go into anywhere that would be worth writing about.
Yeah.
So,
no.
But so it's just funny how God ended up using that, even thinking I would write a book one day. I never thought like I'm going to write a book for girls one day.
Right.
I'm going to write a book for kids one day.
Yeah.
But that's kind of where my life was. And he still granted me that desire. And it was like, oh, cool. This is good.
And you come from like, your family is a family that's like doing stuff. Like you're surrounded by people that are doing stuff as well.
Which is good and not bad, but it's good at challenging. It presents its challenges.
I'm sure, just like anything else, but it also is like good encouragement as well.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean?
For sure. It's I feel very blessed because anything from, my cousin and I, or we'll get together and just have writing days. We'll just sit somewhere together and just write. And that's a blessing that we actually have two cousins that we do that. And it's just kind of neat. Like, wow, like,
who are your cousins that write?
Crystal, Hurst, and Priscilla Shire.
Okay, yeah. And your uncle is Dr. Tony Evans?
Yes.
See, and your cousin?
He doesn't want to sit and write with us, and I don't understand why not.
That's so rude. I don't understand either. Yeah, that's great, because then it's just great to have people to, like, bounce stuff off,
Yeah. Yep. And we're already doing life together, so it does just make it like we didn't have to try to build this. We're just already like,
yes.
Hey, you want to bring the kids over and we sit and have coffee and talk about what the next idea is?
It's great. It's great. It's so good. Okay, so I have this new little thing on the show where I ask everyone 3 things they're loving.
Okay.
What are you loving these days?
I am loving my crock pot.
Your crock pot.
Yes.
Okay,
because
when you mentioned earlier about, trying to thaw out the chicken and everything, I was going to ask you if you do crock pot meals.
Yeah, it's one of those things, though, that I go through seasons where I forget that it's there.
Uh-huh.
And then I pull it out and I'm like, I can't believe I've been trying to do life without this.
Oh my gosh. Like, my husband doesn't understand my need for the crock pot because he's like a chef, I mean, it's wonderful. But when I have to cook, it is so stressful that the crock pot is my best friend.
Yeah, the crock pot. It is fabulous. And it comes out. I mean, like the meals are good.
Yeah.
It looks like I really was doing something.
Okay, I'm going to hook you up and everybody else up because 2 weekends ago, Aaron and I went out of town. And so there was someone staying here with our kids. And so I pre-made all of these meals to freeze that she could put in the crock pot.
So want to do that.
And I just bought some chicken this weekend and made like 2 different meals just to put in the freezer so that whenever it's my time to cook, it doesn't stress me out.
But how did you just take like a Saturday morning and just?
Well, these are really, really, really easy, and these are not cooked. So you basically just have like chicken in freezer bags, and then you put all the ingredients in there. Freeze it.
I need to see those recipes,
I know. And then I thaw them out overnight and put them in the crock pot in the morning.
Okay, I'm so serious. I need to see what these exact, not just tell me chicken and ingredients. I want to know exactly what
I will send them to you, and I will post them on my website, jamieivey.com, when this podcast is aired. But I'll send them to you as soon as we get off the phone.
Because I'm always online. And there are a couple of good websites for crock pot recipes, but I am always... But to have it already prepared would make life so much.
Yes, and I get a little, I want to be the person that does the whole once a month cooking thing, where you spend 15 hours, you create all these meals. I mean, that would really last our family 3 meals because I just don't have to cook that much. Aaron does it. But it seems so overwhelming.
Yeah, I agree.
That I just can't even do it.
I've been praying. God, when are you going to give me the desire to cook?
Well, I just gave you crock pot recipes, so that may be an answer to prayer right there. So there you go. Okay, your crock pot. What else are you loving?
Oh, I am also loving, it's a new book that I just finished, and you'll probably like this. It's called Flash.
Okay.
And it is by Rachel Ridge, and it's about her donkey.
Oh, does it have a big donkey on the front?
Yes.
I've seen this everywhere lately.
Okay, you should totally read it.
What's it about?
It is about, the little tag is the homeless donkey who taught me about life.
It's really about a donkey?
It is really, and she's from, not Dallas, but close by, and I've actually met the donkey before he was a star. And it's literally about this donkey that shows up on her, property, and how taking this, strange donkey and in deciding to make it a part of her family, all these things that God has just taught her.
Okay, this sounds crazy.
Yeah, it really is. But I'm telling you, this is another truth about me. I don't finish a lot of books. I start a lot of books. I have totally finished
Says
this
the
one.
writer. Mm-hmm.
Right. Don't tell anybody.
Okay.
But I finished this book because I laughed, I cried, I highlighted things, I read parts out loud to my husband. I mean, it is a great book.
Okay, and what's her name?
Rachel Ridge.
Okay, I'll put a link to it as well if you're listening. Yep. Rachel Ridge, Flash.
Yes, it is. And it literally, each chapter the book is about Flash. It really is. But then, all these things that she learned in life.
And I love how you're and I've met Flash.
Yeah, I've met Flash. Now I need to go back and take a picture with him.
You do. Oh my gosh, that's fun.
So that's my second thing. That's a good.
What's your third thing that you're loving?
My third thing, and I actually wore these the entire time I was in Uganda, and they're still my favorite, the no-show socks from Target.
I asked you about those when we were there. Do you remember that?
I do. That's what made, they're still, because they're not just the regular, and if you don't know the no-show socks, they're the little, the socks that don't show.
Yeah, but they almost look like ballet shoes because they don't cover your whole feet, kind of. Yeah.
Yeah, but Target has a good variety of lots of cute ones. So they're nobody sees them because they're no show, but they're very, very cute and fun to wear. So those are my they're great with because I'm a Toms or slide on type girl, and those are.
So your Toms probably don't stink then.
No,
because you wear the no shows.
Yeah. The new Toms, because before the old Toms, they still stink.
Yeah.
Because that's before I knew about the no-shows.
The no-shows.
Right. So, yeah.
I remember seeing you wearing those every day, and they were so cute. You couldn't see them on, but then when you take your shoes off, I could see them.
Yeah. So they're my favorites. Love them.
I thought of you the other day because I saw some socks like that at another store and made me think about you. That's funny that would have been one of the things you said. That's awesome.
So funny. And you see socks and you think about me.
And I think of Wynter. Oh,
perfect.
That's so wonderful. Are y'all doing anything fun this summer?
Well,
premieres?
you know what? I was going to say there are 3 movie premieres.
Is there one in Austin?
No, but there's one in Dallas.
When is it in Dallas? Because I'm coming to Dallas this summer.
Are you? I think it's August 20th. Like, seriously, if you are going to be around, then let me know. Because they're 20th. Like, it's red carpet. You know, it's like a real movie premiere. So,
that is so fun.
Yeah, so we're doing that. And then really because last summer we had great summers, but we weren't together a lot. So we're just, hanging out together,
right.
Me and the kids. And then I'm writing that book. So.
And you're writing the book. I'm in Dallas the weekend before. Can you believe that?
Are you serious?
Uh-huh.
Oh.
I'm actually in Dallas twice, the first weekend of August and the third weekend of August for 2 different things.
Wow. Man.
And then yours is the next one. It's so fun. Yeah. Where are your other movie premieres that you're going to?
There's one in Charlotte, and there's one in Atlanta.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's so exciting.
It's fun. It's a lot of fun.
It is a lot of fun. And then, I'll talk to you again, and you'll be trying out for another movie.
You mean I'll be taking her to try out? You'll be taking
her to try out. Now, you're not going to become like the moms that we see on TV, are you?
No, absolutely not.
You know, like those shows like Dance Mom and...
Yeah. No. No.
Because all your people around you will let you know, right?
Yeah, they'll let me know. And I feel like, from what I saw on the movie set, I feel like they will let me know.
Oh, yeah.
Like, you need to, excuse me, ma'am.
This might not be the same environment that we're seeing some of those other movies. If you know what I mean? Like, a different,
Yeah.
I would
and I want her to enjoy it. Like, the moment she's not just doing it out of her own, want to do it, then we don't really need to be doing it. Yeah. So.
That's awesome. Okay, well, Wynter, I'm going to put up a link. Oh, you want to give away some books too?
Oh, yeah, sure.
Okay.
I'll give away, I don't know. What am I giving away?
What'd you say? You told me earlier.
I can give away devotional.
Yeah, let's do that.
Yeah?
Yeah.
And, yeah.
I'll put it up on...
Should I give away a magazine subscription too? I could do both.
Oh, that'd be fun.
Yeah.
How about a book and a magazine subscription?
Perfect.
Okay, and I'll put up on my blog, jamieivey.com, how to do that. And then we'll pick a winner. And it's so fun for women to have for their daughters as well. Yeah.
I hope so. I mean, that's the goal, really. Like, I just, want it to be a blessing.
And it is. Wynter, I am so glad I got to know you in Uganda.
Yeah, I feel the same.
It was such a fun trip.
So many memories.
Just going to a new place for the first time for a lot of us. And so that was fun. It's fun when it's your first,
Definitely.
So, yeah. Okay, well, I'll put all the links up to everything we talked about on my website. And everyone can find you there. Wynter, thanks for joining me.
Thank you, Jamie. It was so nice to catch up.
I know. Okay, well, have a good rest of your day. Enjoy your last few minutes before your girls get home.
Countdown begins.
I know. Countdown begins. This is usually when I go make another cup of coffee. I'm like, okay, one more cup of coffee for the day.
I got to go pull that chicken out.
Yes, that's exactly right. And I'm going to send you the crock pot recipes and your life will be changed. So there you go.
Yes. Thank you.
Okay. I'll talk to you later.
All right. Bye.
Guys, thanks so much for listening. I hope you enjoyed my conversation with my girlfriend, Wynter Pitts. She's just so much fun, and I had such a blast getting to know her when we went on our Uganda trip, when we went to visit Soul Hope. If you haven't listened to the episode where I talked to the founder of Soul Hope, Asher, I love it if you go back and listen to it. It's one of my favorites. We talked a lot about the movie that Wynter's daughter, Elena, is in, and it's called War Room, and it comes out August 28th. So I encourage you to find out if it's going to be near you in theaters and go watch it, to support her daughter and to see a great movie that has a great message. We're going to be giving away a set. We're going to be giving away a book of Wynter's plus a magazine subscription. And I'm going to do that over on Instagram. I've done that before. My Instagram account is @JamieIvey. So go follow me. I'm going to ask you to tag 3 friends that you think might either love the podcast or they'd love to know more about Wynter and her ministry to girls. So go follow me @JamieIvey, and hopefully you might be able to win a copy of the book and a magazine subscription. Guys, I hope you're doing fabulous. Have a great weekend, a great week, and I will see you next week.
Best try to succeed and shake it.